Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a Reddit story time and welcome back to my channel because I'm starting to post every Thursday at 2:30. So stay tuned for that. Turn on that notification bell below and subscribe and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Alright, let's get right into the video. Alright, this story is called I Saw Something on the Evening News I Can't Explain. My work friends and I were at our favorite pub last night. Not a real fancy place, but you know, cheap beer and close enough to home that I don't have to drive. The night started out normally enough. The four of us crammed into a small table off the corner, mostly talking shop and shitting on our boss. But this was the middle of the week, and there weren't too many other people around, maybe 8 or 9 others in the whole place. Everyone just kind of keeping to themselves, sort of people you'd expect to see in a pub on a Wednesday. Anyway, from where I'm sitting, I have a pretty good view of the TV behind the bar. Just see the bartender is kind of lazily flipping through channels and passes our local news station. There's a brief burst of orange and red on the screen which I register as a fire happening somewhere, which then disappears as just switches over to the next channel. Something about the image looks oddly familiar though. "Hey Jess, can you switch that back?" I call out to her. The news comes back on. I suddenly recognize the building in the frame. It's my building, and it's burning. Holy shit, I say loudly enough that a few people follow my gaze to the television. That's my apartment! A girl in the bar kind of falls quiet. Everyone's staring up at the crowd in the bar falls kind of quiet. Everyone's staring up at the screen now. The screen shows a wide shot of the outside of my building. The camera must be set up on the north end of the block because I recognize a lot of the shops on the ground floor. Property management, dry cleaner, convenience mart, etc. The top left corner of the building is aflame. It's not a huge fire by any means, but it looks a few units between the top 4 floors or so have been engulfed by flames. Jesus man, one of my coworkers says, that sucks. There's an uncomfortable murmur of agreement that passes around the table. I mean, I don't blame them. I wouldn't know what to say in this situation either. Yep, I agree, I say just as awkwardly. Thankfully, my apartment is only about halfway up and located on the west side of the building. I cross my fingers, hoping my stuff will be okay. The camera cuts to a reporter on the scene. He's standing a little bit further away. Looking at the shops in the background, I can tell he's on the street on the northwest corner of the building. Firefighters are expected to on the scene any moment, he's saying, and hopefully they'll be able to contain this horrible inferno before it spreads any further. As I was saying before, it's very unfortunate that everyone was able to evacuate the building before things got too bad, or who knows what kind of tragic events may have unfolded. He's really laying it on thick, my other co-workers jokes. I chuckle a bit, all things considered. At the moment, it didn't really seem all that bad. But then a few moments later, hang on, the reporter on the TV says. We're getting some updated information. It seems... Hang on a moment while we readjust the camera. The previously looked down camera starts to shift, the angle focusing on an area building about halfway up on the west side. All lights in the building are out except for one. I feel a creeping sensation as I start counting the windows from the bottom. 5 up, 2 over. That's my place. I swore I turned that light out. I think at first, and then I see it. There's a person standing in my window. The camera is zoomed out too far to make out any features, but it definitely looks like a man, and it's standing in my apartment. I watch petrified as the camera zooms in closer, the reporter babbling out about the overlooked, ill-fated soul trapped on the blazing such and such. As the image gets closer, I start to make out more details. The person is dancing or something. I really don't know how to describe it, but he's moving around a lot. And everything he's doing has this bizarre rhythmic quality about it. He starts waving his arms in the air back and forth, then he's waving them up and down at his sides, then he's banging both fists on the glass, then he's waving his arms over his head again, back and forth. Everything he's doing is to the exact same tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. He starts jumping up and down, waving his arms over his head like he's trying to get the attention from a long distance, but everything is the exact same rhythm over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What in the hell, I say, my voice almost a hoarse whisper. and the camera gets a little closer. Finally, we can make out the person's features. It looks almost exactly like me. It's wearing the exact same clothes I'm wearing now. Clothes I changed into moments before leaving the apartment earlier. Its face looked almost exactly like mine as well, except for the eyes. Its eyes are far too big for a normal person, but it has this almost comical look of horror on its face. I don't even know how to describe it. Imagine if someone were pretending to look scared, but as for a joke. It would seem almost funny if the circumstances were different, but instead it was almost extremely unnerving. Only in the bar is talking now. Everyone is fixed on the TV. The person is still swaying and waving about, beating its hand on the glass or jumping in circles. I almost don't want to hear the reporter mention the fact that the firefighters have rushed into the building and are now heading for my floor. Oh God, I think without really understanding what was happening. Please don't go in there. I stare transfixed on the screen. From this angle, you can barely see the top of my front door through the window. Not too far behind where this creature is flailing about. Right now, it's holding its face in its hands and shaking its head from side to side as if saying no. Suddenly, the door behind it bursts open, presumably as firefighters have entered my apartment. The creature stops moving. For a second, I see its expression change. The comical look of horror is gone, replaced by a huge smile filled with enormous pointed teeth when the lights go out. We all just sat there, staring at my screen as the camera slowly zoomed out from my now dark window. No one saying anything, as we all just quietly pay our bill and leave. I went directly to my sister's place across town and asked to stay with her. I told her there was a fire at my apartment, and that's it. When I tried to find footage of the news online later that night, it seems they had all been editing the last part out. I don't know if any of you on the subreddit know what that thing was, but I hope they didn't put out that fire. I just hope they let that whole place burn to the ground. Whoa, that is quite a story. It's almost believable, like, that could happen somewhere maybe, like paranormal stuff. I don't know, I'm a believer in paranormal stuff, but that was a great story, and I hope you guys enjoyed. As I said earlier, if you enjoyed this story time, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more story times, makeup videos, and lifestyle videos. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next week with another new video. Bye!